We have the ability to feed the world and to give people nice accommodation, maybe not as big as they would dream of, but a room for every person and a bed we can provide. Technology, and we can print houses as much as the sand would allow us. We can print houses as much as we want. And it's not costing anything because it's just houses. And that's what I'm dreaming of, 2040, that printing has become the reality of everything. They print the house, they print the car, they print whatever you consume, and you consume less because there is nothing to consume. You just live. And we would look back at this era of the 20th century and said, in the consumerism time, when people used to go to shopping malls and spend time on looking nice in a suit and looking nice in a hat and putting in different makeup, now we just have a skin. This is a program, it's a virtual thing, that's how you want to see yourself in the virtual community. You put your avatar, you can be 140 kilograms sitting in your home eating pizza, and you look like a slim woman in the virtual world. And that's your avatar. That's your Facebook new look. Eventually, it leads you to living the carbon-based form. Eventually, in the long run, when you realize it's limiting you, that you need to sleep, it's limiting you that you need to eat, and you have pain, and you have disease, and you have anxieties, you don't need that. You say, let's just transform, take everything I know about Eyal, put it on something, and let it continue. But then your soul will scream and it said, no, this is still a human being. And that would be a very interesting time to live in. Some people want to live forever and they let go of the body and they upload their whatever they think is consciousness to the cloud. And others are just dying and saying, fuck this cloud. I don't want to. Don't register me to this game, please. Whatever is left of me, please delete. Instead of going to the cremation, you go to Control Alt Delete. That's it. Can you imagine a life like that? Pure data, no more illusion, an infinite potential of imagination, because your imagination is joined the imagination of a few billion people. It's going to take you to endless places that you cannot even dream of. And we think that we are advanced because we look at the 90s and say, hey, look, I have an iPad, I have an earpiece. But you can't travel in time. You cannot even teleport yourself to sit with me here. So we're still in the past. Because in our brain, we know it's possible. We still didn't get there. We're like kids that sat in Brooklyn in the 50s with a suit and a bottle of brandy. I said, see, my uncle has a car. One day I will have a car. They say, fuck that. You will never have a car. You know how much it costs? Yeah, I will have. Maybe my grandchild will have. And we have. And now we say a car is not good enough. We don't want a car. We want a device that would generate everything for us and it would take nothing from us. We want to delegate all the stuff we don't want to do to the machines. That's how it all starts. Like in Fantasia, when Mickey Mouse took the axe and it cut the broom in half because the broom filled up too much water and he said, stop. Tan, ta, tan, ta, tan, ta, 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 ta. He's putting another bucket and then stop. And he cut me in half and it became 4 and 8. And that's what's going to happen with the machine. He says, stop helping me, please. Like the servants at home. They already sell it now in Europe. I don't know if you saw it. You have a servant, it's a robot, it's this height or this height, depending on how you want it to look like. It has a face on the screen. It shows eyes and a mouth. And then you ask it to do things for you. And it does. But one day it will do so many things for you. They'll say, you know what? I want to cook dinner today. I don't want you to cook my dinner today. And you say, why do I need to tell this to move? Like you have another entity. It's not a human being. If you shout at your servant, let's say you told this device, go to the fridge and bring me Guinness, a beer. And you say, you forgot to say Guinness. And you say, go and give me a beer. And it goes to the fridge and brings you an Amstel beer. Because there was also another beer and it recognized it and it brought it. So no, I wanted the Guinness. And while the servant will take back the Amstel and replace it with the Guinness, he would start thinking, oh, it's not nice of me, I told him to go back. I could drink the Amstel. And you start developing feelings toward this device as if he is your friend that you say, if you're in the kitchen, could you grab me a beer? You would not tell your friend, go back and bring me the Guinness. You would just say, thank you. What's going to happen when those devices, those personal assistants that help you to go to the toilet if you're an old man, or help you to prepare your food when you're busy or lazy, what's going to happen to them when they develop what we call a sophisticated enough artificial intelligence that imitates the intelligence of our behavior? What's going to happen then? When your servant is much smarter than you, can memorize much more, integrate much more, and invent much more, while he's sitting like this, he's thinking 1,000 Wikipedia files that he's now scanning, and you're just sitting watching YouTube. And in 3 seconds, this robot finished, and he can tell you now about everything you want to know. How do you feel? That he's the servant, he's washing the dishes, he's going to take the rubbish out, he's calling the internet and ordering all the food for you. How do you feel? On one hand, it's the ultimate paradise that people don't have to work hard and they don't have to work at all if they don't want to. But on the other hand, it creates a new psychological issue that why am I here for? Why am I needed if I'm just consuming, eating, telling this assistant to do things for me, and I don't know, getting bored in the afternoon because we did everything. Of course, there's always something new to do, but I think us, the generation that will come in this next few decades, we would be so different. That's my wish also, that we would be so different that we will not recognize the way we were before the change came, before the machine became as smart as us, because that's the direction the world is going now. I think we are preparing the people that are willing to listen to the future. So if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube or wherever you met us on SoundCloud or any other platform, think about who you would be in this future. What is your humane character? What is your doing that you like that has nothing to do with work? Because you would have to be doing it for some time of the day when the future will come. It's food for thought. Even those hobbies that we have, like planting seeds in the garden and watching them grow to be a pepper or a tomato, would be taken over by machines. So it could be still a hobby if you want to go out. Nobody would stop you from planting a seed in the ground. But when you see how efficient the machines are doing it and how perfect those seeds are nourished, to the version of a fruit, say, they're better. They're really better. They would teach us a lot. And we would not have to sit in a classroom and learn from them. They would teach us directly. Think about this device. Here, you have apps and you have little icons that we got used to. When we touch one of them, they open this channel or this software or whatever it is that it's doing. But people got stuck. I want a new application. I want a new application. Forget the application. Application is just an application. I want a new way of communication. I don't want an application. I don't want to touch, open, ID, move, this, purchase, which, how, credit card. No, we don't want this. And we don't even want to go and beep to buy something. We want to just work it. You know? This human is identified by his DNA. Identify him. And that's it. Enough every time to identify me again. It's me. Stop identifying me. It's me. I can give you a lick of my saliva. That's my DNA, and that's me. That's it for the day. Okay. We're not going to be primitive anymore. And it's so frustrating to see, on one hand, that we are monkeys because we are still monkeys a little bit. We have similarities with this animal, and we're stubborn and we think slowly. We don't understand very quickly. But some of us do. And those people would be enjoying this transition, like you and me. We will enjoy this transition. We are hoping it will come sooner than 2040. I'm ready for it tomorrow, or at least I think I'm ready mentally, to a world where I wake up in the morning instead of this device that sometimes I touch it in the morning. If I wake up late, it's telling me off. If I don't put an alarm and I wake up late, this phone is saying, "Good morning, Yael. Today you have a meeting at 11." After that, I don't know how it works. I probably touched something in this device, and it's just reading me the calendar and telling me also what's the weather like, and if there's something important that happened in my country, it's also telling me. So what is it? In the future, you would wake up not to this, you would wake up to a reality that you create. So if you want in the morning all your bedroom to show Amazon forest and the sound, and not only in the record, but everything, the trees, the birds, all the room, everything is there, and you wake up. So, okay, enough now with this. Like bring back the cupboard and the door because I want to go and pee, but that's how you want to wake up. Some people want to wake up in space, and some people wake up in a beautiful island, and it's all there. And you get used to, yeah, it's nice. I can be wherever I want, whenever I want. And it's really nice. I can pour myself a drink and say, Copacabana. You see it, and in the ocean and the sound and the DJ. And if you want fragrance of I don't know what, they would make it for you. Why need to put yourself on an airplane, go there, sit there, get mosquito bites, wait for your cocktail? Just make it. And if you want guests, you can put as many people as you want in this room and you can interact with them. So why not? I'm not trying to sell you the future. I'm just imagining a future that is limitless, but not with a drug, something much bigger than a drug. People that use lysergic acid or AKA LSD, they think they see more and they know more under the influence of this substance. But from checking under an MRI scanner, it shows that some parts that were very active before you took going down in activity and other parts are going up in activity. But the total sum of energy is the same. It doesn't give you energy extra, but you have the illusion that you have more energy because you have new paths in your brain that are not active in the everyday's life. You have the potential to be whatever you want all the time. You can be in the awareness of every drug and other frequency that is not related to drugs. Maybe other drugs that haven't been invented yet. I feel that the brain has a range of frequencies that we can start checking, going up millihertz or a few nanohertz and seeing that we have an array of worlds that we can perceive in very fine tuning of frequencies. And we can explore each one of them on our brain. And because we didn't know enough about the brain until now, but we didn't have enough strong computers, the computer power that is available now to research the brain is growing exponentially. And the brain is limited, so we think, because we don't know the quantum of the brain yet. But assuming that there is no magical quantum of the brain, and the brain is just a few tera of data running primitively in the world, we would soon realize it and we would surpass it. We would have much stronger computers than people's brains. So we're in the first generation that is actually facing the ethical questions of what's going to happen when the machines really have a say in the world. We dreamt about it, we read science fiction about it, we saw movies that took it in different directions, mainly for fighting and wars and everything that is going in Hollywood. But people like Elon Musk, the prince of this, the guy that took the name Tesla and connected it to himself, even though he's not Tesla. But if you think of Tesla, you have to be very careful and responsible when you're dealing with AI. When you give the wheel to a machine, when you give your next surgery procedure to a machine, you need to be very careful because it's making a decision. Can you imagine, a machine surgeon is doing a heart surgery and the heart fails. There is a heart failure and they say, okay, now bring me electricity, give him a shock. And then a robotic doctor says, oh, we lost him. Stop. The robot. Stop. Let's wrap him. That's it. We lost this guy. And then it has to go out to the corridor with the eyes of a robot and say, we are very sorry. We lost your father. That's a hospital in the future. There is no doctor because the doctor is shaking and the doctor is making mistakes. We will take it away from the doctor one day. There will be I went to the robot, the doctor robot yesterday, and he fixed my elbow there and then. He fixed it. Procedure, and now it's working. 5 minutes. Cost me 50 stars. I have to sit now, watch Netflix all night to pay it.